Good morning, good morning. So, as I'm sitting here in this morning, looking around me at my project, holding a Quora in my hand, ah, getting lots of remarks about this thing. Even my family asking me, look, this thing has, this is a small Quora. I think this one is out of Senegal or New Guinea. But anyway, West African. Those people in West Africa, we all are originated out of Africa in some way. Humanity sprung from there, onwards, more or less. But this is a calabash. This grows on trees and that big as huge ones. And then they take the calabash and then they put leather, cow's leather, you know. And then they took fishing lines and then they string up this instrument. No screws, no nothing. It's just pressure holding it down. If you take the tension of the strings into the bridge. Look, I made my own bridge. Like my tattoo on my back, my kundalini, because this instrument really does that to one's system. You know, many times I've been on ayahuasca and then they were playing live or in recordings, my recordings like Kora music. Phew, the light that can emit out of one's cosmos. Like now, all your fear, all your love, all your hate, all your insecurities, all your sickness, everything is in your package, but only out of your reach in the sight of the eyes. But then, when this darkness, when we go into it, your darkness, into your empty space, yes, it can be dark, but then you turn on the light, boom, and then with this instrument on ayahuasca, when they turn, when my light, my inner light, phew, I traveled so much of so much places and dimensions with this. So I got really obsessed about getting me myself a Kora, and finally my uncle bought me this as a gift. I wanted to pay, he refused, so I'm carrying his power in me. And then I bought some of these hats. Later I went to Natrach and they told me, hey brother, you bought all. We cannot sell anymore for other people because I have to. You know, this thing had 18 strings in total. I made it into 21 so I could go on the internet and get some, I don't know, tips. But these lines here are too short and that is fucking it up to learning how to play this instrument. And actually the whole stick, I need to buy me another one because this one was too short. But I needed to, you know, this is life. You go through test phases. You do something, you sit it out in time and then you know. It's like somebody told me, like, hey, listen, this guy always makes his children rent houses before he builds houses for them. This is smart because if you want to build a house and you have no idea or no experience, you need to have this experience beforehand. So this morning I'm sitting here and I'm playing this instrument, and by the time I got more organized and saw things a little bit from another perspective, I was overthinking this whole instrument. The 521 strings by 4 fingers is 5 strings per finger, and then you need to think about it, think about the chords, think about the tune, the combination, and this and that. So I was very much into this instrument this morning. As I'm looking at this instrument, I'm looking at my space and I was overthinking stuff. You know, this is life. Your intellect is there, gathered some information, and then you try to make sense out of it. But overthinking is something that all of us do all of the time. I was overthinking so much stuff, and yet I didn't see how close I was to my targets. So why I'm doing this recording is about this overthinking. If you want to play a instrument like this, the more control you will have over your thought process, over your memory, over circumstances, and so on, I think this overthinking will stop. You know, when I was learning salsa, this guy had a slogan and he put it on his banner. And every time I couldn't do it, I would read on his slogan, don't hear the music, feel it. Because if you hear, if you listen, your thinking process starts. And if you need to do an exercise that involves some memory beforehand, and then incorporate it, for instance, if you learn salsa, you need to have speed in the body. You know, you can be so fast in your mind, but if your body doesn't have the speed, like now, if you put me on a salsa song that is really fast, I would smuggle so much. You need to count 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I would take 2 out and just end on the music and camouflage. So thinking, overthinking. You know, when the overthinking also comes is when you have less patience in your body. Less patience, you want to get things in a hurry, or you have too much excitement in your body. And you're so excited you get impatience also. Overthinking stuff, making it more. You know, I never think too long about stuff. I think just a short amount, and then I prepare a long time to get stuff done. Focus on your overthinking. Think of things you need to do, just start with it. And when it's like in a construction mode, you cannot be comfortable, but because you're looking at things you need to be doing and to get done. Okay, I'm going to have my morning rituals. I'll continue. Have some warm thing to drink. The weird weather is so nice again. Watering all my plants. So guys, no overthinking. Just go for it. You know, you all love Nike so much, and Nike did something so fantastic for the world. He put for you the best slogan. If you need a modern day slogan, you know, I remember driving my scooter years ago. It was the first one with the big wheels, you know, like, and then I would have a sticker on the front, just do it. By that time, I was how 16. And that slogan, all of us had it on our t-shirts and this and that. Somewhere eventually that thing worked so subconsciously on you. You just did it. A lot of my generation, we're the just do it generation, sabi to. Beautiful day. When you stop overthinking, you do get blank in your head, and then if you're not accustomed to be blank in your head, this will be a tough exercise for some of the people out there overthinking, because you know, in some parts you need to overthink, but then you do the overthinking in certain parts and aspects in your life. Let's say I was doing a business, I would sit here and I would already visualize and fantasize and see how the work is being done and how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to excel in the year before. And then if the money comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, I eat, I drink, I'm there. So yeah, you do need some overthinking. You need to plan. And the rest, don't plan it. Don't plan it. Like my life is now every day sitting in my house doing my targets, finishing my project. I can be in a few years again on vacation for 5 years. You know, when you have a target, don't worry about other people. And I'll give you another good slogan in the life. You know, I drank 15 years a bottle of whiskey minimum a day. Sabi thought I was partying all of the time. People know. And then I would be drunk all of the time also. You know, if you're a perfectionist, you want things to be done correctly. So if I do sadhana, if I do meditation, I do it so much with 100%. But if I drink, I do it so much with 100% also. I used to be so drunk. Yeah, fun times. But you do it perfectly. Anything you do in this life, you give it your 100%. Give it your 100%. And when you look back, there is no regret because you did it 100%. And then all the time when I was drunk, I loved to tell the slogan of Johnny Walker. If you ever been somewhere and you saw an advertising of Johnny Walker going as followed, don't, when you're drinking, you're already like on the ocean in a boat in a storm, but there's no storm going around, only you are swinging left to right. Chabito. I love the tune of the alcohol. I would go into it, boom, boom, swinging. And then people would say, hey, you're drunk. I would tell them, listen, don't mind me walking slowly. Mind me if, if I'm standing still. Because this happens, when you're drunk, you walk slowly in the life. But you're not standing still. So the metaphor for this reality is don't mind me walking slowly. Mind me standing still. It's okay if you're going slow. At least you're not standing still in the life. I talk morning rituals, people.